We just witnessed a very big announcement from XDC that I think every XDC holder should focus on, especially considering the fact that this will affect XDC in a very big way for the long term. But before we get into that, I have to say welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Now, before we get into the big announcement, I do have to mention a few things right now happening around XDC, and the main thing is big events. So we have been noticing some pretty significant events happening around some of the biggest networks in the space. XDC is not shy to this. There is a new, this is an event with a few big players from the space, but this is a new investment programs event, and this is Discover How XDC Network is Empowering Builders with Tailored Investment Opportunities. Whether you're building on XDC or curious about the funding landscape in Web3, this is a conversation you don't want to miss. Now, this, alongside many other events, really kind of spotlights how engaged with the community and the entire crypto space XDC really is. Now, this is going to be held on the 16th, so just a few days away. Now, we also have over here that XDC will be a premier sponsor at ETH Dubai conference. Now, this is a very big event. Some of the biggest events happen around Ethereum. This is one that I'm actually pretty excited about because Dubai has been very pro crypto for a very long time, and even more recently, they did start to announce some pretty big updates around like tokenization efforts with real estate. So I'm actually very excited about this, and we do have stop by to learn how XDC Network is advancing real-world asset tokenization, trade finance, and enterprise-grade blockchain adoption. And we have here, you know, just the actual announcement from the ETH Dubai conference. Again, I think that this is going to be a very big event. And what better area, you know, than Dubai to actually hold this conference, because I do think that there's going to be a lot of great networking, maybe even potential partnerships happening. And of course, with Dubai being extremely pro crypto, it makes a lot of sense. So very excited about this one. And this is actually going to be towards the end of the month. April, like I said multiple times over, has been a huge month already for some of the biggest XDC events. Now, also talking about that, Paris Block Week. So this was an event that recently just passed, but we did get an update from the EYWA protocol, which did say, and this is highlighted by discussing future collaboration with the XDC network. This is something that I think is starting to become more and more common, is collaborations happening with XDC. We just witnessed a huge event where XDC and Hedera were actually openly collaborating around tokenization efforts. This is another collaboration, but on top of that, we also saw QX announce that it is now live on the XDC network. Enterprise grade security for tokenized finance is here. Why XDC? Well, they give us a breakdown, and then this is what QX brings to the XDC ecosystem. Driving the growth of RWA and enterprise-grade solutions, meeting the highest standards for security and compliance, customizable Oracle pipelines for tokenized finance, and real-world assets. A lot of the engagement around XDC with some of these collaborations is all focused on RWA tokenization and even enterprise side as well. Even the Hedera, it was a spotlight around tokenization. So I think that the tokenization revolution around XDC is starting to pick up in a big way. We already know that it's tracked on RWA.xyz. I'll keep a close eye out on that if we see any significant major moves on that. But you know, so far, XDC has been making a lot of noise around the tokenization space. And also over here, we did see another integration, and this was actually with LayerZero. Now, I'm actually very excited about this because number one, LayerZero has over 700,000 followers. This is a very significant update. And we actually have here 3.6K likes, 300,000 plus views as well. And this is because LayerZero is a massive, massive network. They have over 120 supported blockchains, 300 plus applications built on LayerZero, and 50 billion plus transferred value. But here we actually have from XDC. So XDC Network goes omni-chain with LayerZero. We are pleased to announce the successful integration of LayerZero with the XDC network, marking a significant step forward in enabling seamless cross-chain communication within the Web3 ecosystem. This integration connects the XDC network to over 125 plus LayerZero core supported blockchains, empowering developers and enterprises to build omni-chain applications interacting across networks with enhanced trust, speed, and efficiency. we invite builders in the RWA, there you have it again, the real world asset sector, DeFi, tokenization, and payment infrastructure to leverage XDC's interoperable architecture to scale globally and build cross-chain solutions. This integration reinforces our commitment to making the XDC network a leading destination for next-generation interoperable Web3 applications. Let's build the future of decentralized finance together. So more and more open collaboration with some of the biggest names out there. I absolutely love to see this. Now, what is something that has been talked about, year over year around the utility side of this space? Here's a hint. It involves payments. It's ISO 20022, the messaging standard that everyone puts so much, strength behind, because again, this is going to be the standard that really kind of opens up the door of opportunity to a lot of these great networks in this space. Well, here we have the current landscape of ISO 20022. As the ISO 20022 transformation gathers pace, this installment in our series examines the vast technology investments and system upgrades banks have made to realize its full potential. Now, this is JP Morgan, Citi, BNY, Scotiabank, Lloyds, and even BNP Paribas. So here we have, for all the promise that ISO 20022 holds, streamlined processes, richer data, automated reconciliations, and ultimately lower operational costs, the journey to get there comes with a price tag. And we can actually see the overall amounts of investments that have so far been poured into, these big innovations. But ISO 20022 is actually a big push, and ultimately it is a mandated upgrade for all institutional players. Now, JP Morgan already went live with their first phase of ISO 20022 in March 2023, and this is actually JP Morgan Payments. Outside of that, we've also been seeing a lot of updates happening around additional banks like Citi, for an example. I mean, all of this it's really exciting to see because, banks for the longest time have not really changed anything internally. And I remember a quote actually, and it was from Bob Way from Ripple. He did say that ISO 20022 is going to make all of these big banks mandated to push forward with new technology. And that's something that I'm looking at, is the new technology side. We know that more and more banks are starting to get added to the list of, open collaboration. We even have over here on March 26th, actually, of this year, how Barclays is collaborating to simplify ISO 20022 adoption, where they're starting to actually tap in and change things behind the scenes for, much more efficient payment flows. Now, we really kind of look at how are they going to do this and what are they going to tap into? Again, they don't really give us too much information. They just really kind of say that they want to go more digital, they want to go more automated. But again, we could start to kind of think for ourselves on what this really does mean, because we already know that most of these big banks like Barclays, for an example, have been openly collaborating with some big names in this space. When it comes to like Ripple, we already know that a few of these big players over here have already been in discussion with Ripple. Lloyds Bank, for an example, actually collaborated with XDC around digital representations of tokenized trade finance assets that were tokenized. So again, you can kind of see where we're headed. But what's crazy about this is XDC just announced this, bringing ISO 20022 messaging to blockchain with XDC payments. We're excited to showcase how financial institutions can now send and receive ISO 20022 messages with real-time settlement powered by the XDC network. In this quick demo, you'll see secure message transfer between two entities, blockchain commitment of proof and acknowledgements, instant token-based settlement using XDC, escrow-based confirmation, and 2 to 3 second block finality. Whether you're a bank, fintech, or enterprise exploring next-generation financial messaging, this is a game changer for cross-border payments and real-time settlement infrastructure. And you know what's crazier about all of this? Is this announcement, which did come out on the 10th, which was XDC Network continues to expand its ecosystem with the launch of XDC.Cash, a next-gen crypto payment solution powered by Encryptus Global. And yes, this is going to be ISO compliant. And here we actually have the XDC to fiat off-ramp now live on XDC.Cash powered by Encryptus. And they give us a little bit of an update on the overall exposure to this. How there's already so many fiat currencies supported, and we have powered by XDC 2.0 and ISO 20022 compliance. With the recent launch of XDC 2.0, the network now offers a 3-block finality, settling transactions in 3 to 4 seconds. This upgrade enhances payment reliability and speed, making it particularly attractive for fintech applications and payment service providers looking to build on fast, low-cost infrastructure. XDC Network is ISO 20022 compliant, aligning with the global messaging standard. ISO 20022 is an international standard for electronic data interchange between financial institutions. It enables richer, structured, and more secure messaging for payments, clearing, and settlements. Being ISO 20022 compliant gives XDC a key edge in interoperability with traditional financial infrastructure, making it easier for banks, payment providers, and enterprise platforms to adopt blockchain-based solutions without reinventing the wheel. And of course, we do have the expansion plan. Wallets, DeFi, and other dApps. Looking ahead, XDC.Cash and Encryptus aim to integrate off-ramp solutions into leading wallets, DeFi platforms, and dApps, allowing users to convert XDC to fiat without leaving their preferred interfaces. Wallet providers, DeFi protocols, and fintech platforms can integrate Encryptus wallet or widget or API-based solutions to offer their users a seamless fiat off-ramping experience. So I think that this is going to be a big, big deal. And again, if we're thinking about ISO 20022 and we're thinking about XDC, I think that this actually will start to open up the door of opportunity around even trade finance being revolutionized through XDC with this. And I'll talk to you guys about why here in a second. But first, let's look at some of the stats behind this. So number one, 80 plus countries already tapped in with BankWire support it. 40 plus countries with e-wallet support it, and 115 plus countries with mobile data and airtime support it as well. I think that this is a game changer. I think that this is, proof that XDC just continues to make a lot of noise. Guys, I am very excited about the future of XDC. A lot of people are still continuing to just avoid XDC and ignore all of these big moves. I think that that's going to be one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people are making right now. But what could all of this mean for trade finance? Well, again, we go back to ISO 20022 and how trade finance will be revolutionized through this. We actually have down here, what practical benefits will the greater depth and structure of information provided by ISO 20022 bring to today's trade finance use cases? Well, number one, ISO 20022 creates a common language for payments worldwide. ISO 20022 messages and their adoption will facilitate automation of better end-to-end payments and trade finance flows, reduce costs and streamline the letter of credit and guarantee process, and moving to paperless transaction processing will accelerate the handling of document discrepancies. And that's where we actually look at XDC, because we already know that XDC is tokenizing letter of credits and even the guarantee side of things. And this is with like XinFin and Trade Tech. I just think that, as we start to see more and more announcements of, like, for an example, XDC.Cash, being announced, and we see XDC Network putting a spotlight on ISO 20022, we look at the future. We look at the big banks. Like Lloyds Bank already did, trials with XDC around tokenization efforts with trade finance. We already know that ISO 20022 over the course of like the next year or two is going to be adopted at rapid pace. And I also think that this is going to be that mandated stage where banks start to actually tap into specific DLTs. And I do think that XDC is going to be a big success around the trade finance side. But I'm also looking at names like the ITFA, in which, XDC is already a part of. And this is with like massive banks. Like if you actually look at the membership directory here. So first off, they have 350 names tied to them. But look at all of the big banks tapped into the ITFA, which has exposure to XDC, because they already said that they're utilizing XDC as a big player to actually bridge the trade finance gap. I don't even know if they include XDC on this list. I don't think that they actually do. So XDC is actually not even here. I don't believe so. But what's crazy to me is that, you look at these companies like ITFA, or I don't even think it's a company, it's more so like an organization. But when you think about these names and you look at all of the big banks behind it, and then you think about what technology they're tapping into and they're trialing, you start to see where retail is really kind of missing the target. And XDC is that target. In my opinion, when we look at the future of XDC, this is going to be one of the biggest names, not just within crypto, but also around the trade finance and the banking side of things. but also payments are starting to pick up in a big way around XDC. And I'm actually very excited about this. I also think that this XDC Cash is going to be a big accelerator for DeFi applications and use cases to really kind of ignite on XDC, combined with all of these moves that they're making with these integrations. I'm very excited about the future for XDC. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, though. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you guys did enjoy this video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.